there, very good evening and welcome to the News Tonight here on Sabha TV. I'm Tracy Shilshi, getting you all the day's top stories from India and across the world. Let's start with the headlines. A special court convicts 24 of the 66 accused in the Gulbarg Society massacre, acquits 36 others for lack of evidence. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari arrives in Tunisia for a two-day visit to hold talks with Tunisian leaders on a range of global and regional issues. Big setback for the Congress. CWC member Ajit Jogi quits the party, says he will soon float a new one in Chhattisgarh. Good news on the weather front. Met Department rules out the possibility of a deficient monsoon, says there is 96% chance that rainfall would be normal to excess. But rain and thunderstorms wreak havoc in Pakistan. At least 36 are dead as strong winds uproot trees and knock over billboards. The top story this evening, the verdict in the long-pending Gulbarg Society massacre case of 2002 was pronounced today. A special court convicted 24 accused and acquitted 36 others. The quantum of sentence for the accused will be pronounced on Monday. Mixed reactions, of course, to this verdict that has been coming in. While political parties welcomed it, the main petitioner in the case, Rajya Jafri, expressed dissatisfaction.
A special designated court on Thursday convicted 24 of the 66 accused in the Gulbarg Society massacre case. The incident that took place during the 2002 post-Godhra riots involved the killing of 69 people, including former Congress MP Ehsan Jafri. While 11 of the 24 accused have been found guilty of murder, 13 others have been convicted for lesser crimes. The quantum of sentence will now be pronounced on the 6th of June.
हमारे लिए एक कदम और है. We will go to the High Court so far as the 11 major convicts are concerned, and other certain people, whatever they may be convicted, they stand chance to be released on bail if they are convicted for up to 3 years.
36 others were acquitted due to lack of evidence. These include sitting BJP corporator from Asarwa, Bipin Patel, and KG Erda, the erstwhile police inspector who was arraigned as an accused by the SIT. Reacting to the verdict, slain Congress MP Ehsan Jafri's widow Zakia Jafri said her fight for justice would continue.
आप इस जजमेंट से पूरी तरह सैटिस्फाइड नहीं हैं, तो क्या आपकी जो प्रोसेस है, जो लड़त है, वो आगे चालू रहेगी?
जी हाँ, चालू रहेगी. अब अभी नहीं, अभी खत्म हो गई होती, लेकिन अभी सब ऐसा हुआ है तो चालू रहेगी. फिर मुझे वकीलों को सौंपना पड़ेगा मेरा काम.
The Congress party, however, believes that justice has finally been done.
This is a long pending case, and finally we are seeing the light of the day, and we do hope in the higher courts justice will be finally done to the families. Our heart goes out to them that today at least some justice would be seen to be done.
Other political parties also hailed the verdict.
देर से ही अगर न्याय मिलता है तो कम से कम थोड़ा मरहम लगेगा. जो जख्म दिए गए हैं वो जख्म तो खैर नासूर बन चुके हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा मरहम लगेगा और उसकी आवश्यकता है.
आज 14 सालों के बाद उन दंगाइयों को सजा मिली है. इससे एक बात तो स्पष्ट हुई है कि हमारे देश में इंसाफ देर से ही सही लेकिन मिलता है.
The Gulbarg Society massacre took place on the 28th of February 2002, a day after the Godhra train burning incident in which 58 car sevaks were killed. In retaliation, a mob allegedly attacked the predominantly Muslim cluster of 29 bungalows and 10 apartments in Ahmedabad, killing nearly 1,000 people. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to more news, and Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari met with Tunisian Prime Minister Habib Assid on Thursday after arriving in the capital Tunis on the final leg of his two-nation tour. Both the leaders talked about strengthening bilateral ties between the countries. Several MOUs are also expected to be signed after delegation-level talks. The Vice President is scheduled to call on President Beji Caid al-Sepsi on Friday before returning home. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today addressed a massive public rally in Balasore in Odisha. In his speech, the Prime Minister reasserted his government's commitment to ensuring that all regions and states of the country are part of the development journey. Seeking a political change in the state, Modi said that wherever the BJP was in power, there was development, adding that his party has become synonymous with the progress of the country. He also sought the people's cooperation in making India poverty-free and took a swipe at Congress's Garibi Hatao slogan. He also pitched for the Beti Bachao Beti Padhao campaign, urging people to change their mindset about gender equality. This was Modi's third visit to Odisha this year and the fourth since he came to power in 2014.
वो राज्य है जिसके पास भरपूर प्राकृतिक संपदा है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी क्या कारण है कि गरीबी हमारा पीछा नहीं छोड़ती है। हमारा मकसद है हिंदुस्तान का पूर्वी छोर, चाहे उड़ीसा हो, पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश हो, बिहार हो, बंगाल हो, असम हो, नॉर्थ ईस्ट हो, वहां पर सबसे ज्यादा विकास की आवश्यकता है।
Former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister and veteran Congress leader Ajit Jogi quit the party today. Jogi now plans to float a new party which would aim to bring down the Raman Singh-led BJP government in the state.
In a big setback to the Congress, former Chhattisgarh Chief Minister and senior Congress leader Ajit Jogi has quit the party. Making the announcement, Jogi alleged that the Congress was working like the B team for the Raman Singh-led state government. He said that he had no choice but to quit to improve the state's condition. The development is also being seen as one of the first signs of protest against Rahul Gandhi's impending elevation as Congress president.
कि रमन सिंह को अगर हराना है तो एक ही तरीका है कि मुझे खुद नेतृत्व करना पड़ेगा, और जैसा आपने चारों तरफ देखा भी है, खूब समर्थन मिल रहा है। मैं चाहूंगा कि नए चेहरों को लेकर जो छत्तीसगढ़ की भावना से ओतप्रोत हों, छत्तीसगढ़ की भावना मतलब छत्तीसगढ़ की ये लूट तो समाप्त की जाए।
While the BJP has lauded Jogi's move, the Congress party maintains that the former chief minister was facing disciplinary action for speaking against the party and that his resignation would make no difference to the party's prospects.
कि कांग्रेस मुक्त की जो हमारी राष्ट्रीय कल्पना है उसको मूर्त रूप देने के लिए कांग्रेस को यहाँ अंतिम रूप से समाप्त करने के लिए, और जोगी जी की यह पहल जो है ये बल्कि कांग्रेस मुक्त होगी और भाजपा युक्त होगी छत्तीसगढ़।
पार्टी के अनुशासन को तोड़ने के बाद, पार्टी के चुनावी हितों के खिलाफ काम करने के बाद उनके विरुद्ध कार्यवाही की अनुशंसा की गई है। उनकी बात नहीं सुनने का सवाल नहीं है, लेकिन पार्टी हित के खिलाफ कोई बात होगी तो उसे पार्टी कदापि नहीं सुनेगी।
अजीत जोगी जी ने जिस प्रकार से कांग्रेस के उम्मीदवार को भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बेच दिया था, मंतु पवार को, जिसका कि रिकॉर्ड सामने है सबके, ऐसे व्यक्ति को जो कि कांग्रेस के घोषित उम्मीदवारों का सौदा करोड़ों रुपए लेकर कर दे, उसका चले जाना ही कांग्रेस के लिए हितकर है।
In January, Ajit Jogi's son Amit Jogi was expelled from the party for 6 years for indulging in anti-party activities. Jogi was also unhappy over not being consulted on the Rajya Sabha candidates from the state. Jogi has convened a meeting of his close supporters on 6th of June to decide his future course of action. With Vishal Dhaya in New Delhi, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now heading to Uttar Pradesh, where a station house officer was killed and 6 other policemen, including the superintendent of police, were injured on Thursday as violence erupted in the Jawahar Bagh area in Uttar Pradesh's Mathura district. The clashes erupted during an operation to clear hundreds of acres of government land from the activists of a religious group. Police used tear gas to deal with the violent squatters in the Jawahar Bagh area. Over 2 years ago, a small group of the activists had occupied hundreds of acres of land of Jawahar Bagh on the pretext of a dharna. The Allahabad High Court, acting on a PIL, had recently ordered authorities to get the land vacated.
परंतु अब ये पार्क जो काफ़ी समय से इन्होंने इनक्रोच किया हुआ था, सरकारी पार्क, वो खाली करा दिया गया है। अभी स्थिति सामान्य है। हमारे सीनियर अधिकारी मौके पे मौजूद हैं, एसपी, डीएम, कमिश्नर, डीआईजी, आईजी सब लोग मौके पे मौजूद हैं। मेरे द्वारा और होम सेक्रेटरी द्वारा भी अभी हम लोग मौके के लिए रवाना हो रहे हैं। हमें अभी स्थिति सामान्य है। जिनके द्वारा भी ये कार्रवाई की गई है, घटना कारित की गई है, उनके खिलाफ हम सख्त धाराओं में कार्रवाई करेंगे।
India's youngest state, Telangana, turns 2 today. The day also marks a milestone for Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. The government marked the occasion by unfurling a gigantic national flag on the banks of the Hussain Sagar Lake in Hyderabad. In a speech at the event, the Chief Minister reiterated his commitment to herald a golden Telangana in the coming days by achieving all-round development of the state. He also reiterated his commitment for improving the living standards of all sections of society. Now, as the state turned 2, KCR listed out the welfare schemes initiated by his government. These include the flagship Mission Bhagirath, providing tap water to every household, and Mission Kakatiya, restoring water tanks. KCR also announced the creation of 5 new districts for better administration by redrawing the boundaries of the existing 10. But the challenges are many, the biggest being generating revenue for these schemes, which are expected to run into crores of rupees. The reality of farmer suicides also looms large. At least 1,200 farmers have committed suicide in the past 2 years in the state. And now let's get you some good news on the weather front. The Indian Meteorological Department has ruled out the possibility of a deficient monsoon this year, projecting that there is a 96% chance that rainfall this year would be normal to excess. The Met Department also said that both North and West India will receive 108% rainfall, while central and southern parts of the country will receive 113% rainfall. Monsoon rains are also expected to hit Kerala in the next 4 to 5 days and will proceed over the Bay of Bengal in the next 48 hours. But the IMD also predicts heavy rain and thunderstorms over Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, the northeastern states and coastal Andhra Pradesh during the next couple of days. It also predicted thunderstorm accompanied with squall over Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, East Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh in the next few days.
मानसून 2016 की वर्षा के सामान्य या उससे अधिक होने की संभाव्यता 96% है तथा न्यून यानी डेफिशिएंट रेनफॉल होने की संभाव्यता नगण्य है. Conditions are congenial for onset of monsoon to happen from 4 to 5 days from now.
Now to Maharashtra, where there's more trouble in store for the state Revenue Minister Eknath Khadse, with the BJP chief Amit Shah seeking a report from the party's state unit over the twin allegations against him. Khadse is battling allegations of land grabbing and call records showing that he interacted with the underworld don Dawood Ibrahim frequently. Khadse, however, denies both charges and has refused to step down.
Eknath Khadse, considered number 2 in the Maharashtra government, is in for a tough time ahead. Facing serious allegations, Khadse stands the chance of losing his job, with even the BJP chief seeking a report on the charges levelled against Khadse. The revenue minister is accused of land grabbing and his mobile number has allegedly appeared in the call records of most wanted gangster Dawood Ibrahim.
कोर्ट का फैसला जो हो वही अंतिम फैसला होगा. अगर राज्य सरकार ने दोनों का ही कैंसिल किया है तो ये कहा जा सकता है कि इसमें कोई राजनीतिक द्वेष नहीं है, लेकिन ये दोनों पार्टी, ये दोनों लोग इस बात के लिए स्वतंत्र हैं कि वो कोर्ट में जाएं और अपना पक्ष रखें.
A ethical hacker has proved, and the matter is now sub judice, that there were telephone conversation between dreaded terrorist Dawood Ibrahim and Eknath Khadseji's cell phone. Why is an explanation not being given? Why only clean chits are being given? Why the matter is not being investigated thoroughly, and why should Eknath Khadse not be dismissed till then?
Discussions on the matter have been taking place at the highest level, with Amit Shah having already met with the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi is also expected to talk to Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Signalling the scale of the crisis, Khadse had skipped a cabinet meeting on Wednesday.
जिस प्रकार से हमारी पार्टी केंद्र में काम कर रही है, महाराष्ट्र में जिस प्रकार से वहाँ माननीय मुख्यमंत्री के नीचे काम कर रही है, निश्चित रूप से मुझे लगता है कि इस विषय में कोई भी जल्दी से कोई भी निर्णय लिया जाएगा.
Khatse is accused of buying government land in the name of his wife and son-in-law for about 4 crores, when the market value was reportedly 30 crores. The minister maintains the land was not owned by the government and that he paid stamp duty on the market value. Khatse also denies any links to gangster Dawood Ibrahim. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now for more updates from across the country, let's get you nationwide. The June 19 by-election to the Anantnag Assembly seat, where Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti is contesting, is likely to be postponed again. The State Chief Secretary B.R. Sharma has told the EC that the administration apprehends law and order situation in view of the death anniversary of Qazi Nisar, a religious preacher, falling on the same day. The mortal remains of 2 army officers and jawans who were killed in the fire at the Central Ammunition Depot in Pulgaon in Maharashtra were flown to their native places this morning. The mortal remains were brought to the Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar International Airport from Pulgaon. While 3 of them were sent to Delhi, 1 was sent to Mumbai. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and other newly elected members of the 14th Kerala Assembly today took oath as legislators. Pro Tem Speaker S. Sharma of CPIM administered the oath to the members. The new Speaker of the Assembly would be elected on Friday. A forest fire broke out in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri district today in the wee hours, damaging acres of forest land. Huge plumes of dark smoke were seen all over the sky, resulting in panic among residents. Forest Guard personnel toiled hard to contain the inferno as fire tenders could not reach the spot, leading the fire to spread. A massive fire also broke out inside the 4-storied metro house located at Kolaba Causeway near Regal Cinema in Mumbai. At least 8 fire tenders were in fact trying to douse the blaze. The cause of the fire is still unknown and no casualties of injuries have been reported yet. With that, a quick break here. We'll be back with the international news in a bit. Stay with us.
In 1994, Government of India legislated brain death. When your brain stem is dead, you're gone, no matter what happens to other organs. Till today, from October 2008, we managed around 780 brain dead victims donating their organs.
Watch Eureka with Dr. J. Amalor Pavanathan, Director, Institute of Vascular Surgery, Madras Medical College, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. Let's get you some international news. In fact, in Pakistan, at least 36 people were killed and more than 100 others were injured as a severe windstorm coupled with heavy rain wreaked havoc in parts of Pakistan. 12 people were killed in Islamabad, 16 in Rawalpindi and 8 others in different areas of Pakistan hit by the powerful storm. The gusty wind of more than 150 kilometers per hour accompanied by rain swept through the twin cities of Rawalpindi and Islamabad and parts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, uprooting trees, electricity poles, damaging houses and suspending power supply in several areas. The casualties were mainly caused by falling trees, signboards and electricity poles and incidents of roof collapse. Several domestic flights at the Benazir Bhutto International Airport in Islamabad were also delayed or suspended. Weather experts have warned of more rains and gusty winds next week. Meanwhile, Somali security forces on Thursday ended an overnight siege by extremist gunmen at a hotel in the heart of the capital city, Mogadishu. 16 people were killed and 55 others were injured in the attack. 2 members of the parliament are reportedly among those dead.
Somali security forces ended the bomb and gun attack by militants on a central Mogadishu hotel after over 12 hours of fighting. At least 16 people were killed and 55 others wounded. Several of those injured were seen staggering along the roadside as cars burnt nearby. The assault started when a vehicle laden with explosives detonated outside the 6-story Ambassador Hotel on Wednesday evening, followed by gunfire by 3 militants. According to reports, all 3 militants were killed in the siege that ended early on Thursday. Islamist militant group Al-Shabaab claimed responsibility for the attack.
ilaa iyo dhowr iyo toban inay dhimashada tahay ayaa yacni horudhaca noo soo gaaray waxaana jeclahay inay intaas ku ekaato dhaawacii isbitaal madiina tegey qaarkood waa laga soo saaray oo dhaawac fudud buu ahaa qaarkoodna weli waa ku jiraan iyadana qiimeyn baan ku samaynaynaa hadduu ilaahay raalli ka noqdo dadka hoteelka laga badbaadiyey waa ilaa dad 59 qofood dhan waxaa sidaasoo kaleetaan tacsi u dirayaa.
The attack happened shortly before the arrival of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Mogadishu. This is not the first time the city has witnessed such an attack. In February, at least 9 people were killed when Al-Shabaab fighters set off a car bomb at a gate of a popular park near a hotel in the capital. Al-Shabaab, which seeks to topple Somalia's government, was driven out of the capital by the African Union force in 2011 and last year was ousted from the strongholds elsewhere in the south. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now to Iraq, where amid concerns of civilian safety in the city of Fallujah, Iraqi forces have slowed down their offensive against Islamic State militants. The Iraqi troops are now advancing from the northwestern outskirts of the city after holding their positions in the southern suburb of Nemia for the last 2 days, where they face intense fight back from the armed group.
The Iraqi army has slowed down its assault on Fallujah in the face of mounting concerns for the fate of trapped civilians and resistance from the Islamic State militants. As many as 50,000 people are feared to be trapped inside the city, which is fast running out of supplies. The United Nations has said the Islamic State was using civilians as human shields, slowing down progress. The Iraqi troops, however, advanced into the northwestern outskirts of Fallujah after halting operations in the southern suburb of Naimia, where they faced heavy resistance from the Islamic State fighters.
فلوجة لا زال أكثر المدنيين أعداد المدنيين يخرجون من فلوجة أعداد قليلة. احنا أعطينا خيارات للمدنيين داخل فلوجة، اما يخرجون وفرنا مناطق آمنة أو ممرات آمنة أو يبقون في بيوتهم.
However, despite recent advances on Islamic State strongholds, political analysts say no significant breakthrough has been made yet in the fight against the group. Analysts have attributed the involvement of different parties in the fight, including the United States, Russia, Turkey and Iran, in further complicating the war.
داعش تستفيد من هذه الخلافات ويتاح لها الفرصة أن تستمر. متى ما صار اتفاق، لو وجدت حكومة وحدة وطنية، وهذا مهم في العراق، على أيدي أناس موجودين في العراق وطنيين، وجاءت حكومة ستستقر الأمور الأمنية والاقتصادية.
Hundreds of soldiers and militants have been killed in the fighting which started last month. Fallujah is one of only 2 major Iraqi cities still controlled by the Islamic State. The government, backed by world powers, has vowed to win back the first major Iraqi city that fell to the group in 2014. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And with that, let's give you more international news updates in Global Buzz. The German parliament today approved a resolution declaring the mass killing of Armenians by Ottoman Turks during World War I was a genocide. Armenians claim that 1.5 million of their people died in the atrocities of 1915. Turkey rejected the claim and said that the toll was much lower and cannot be termed as a genocide. More than 20 nations, including France and Russia, have recognized the 1915 killings as genocide. At least 5 people were killed in floods in the southern German state of Bavaria. Search and rescue teams recovered bodies of 3 people who had been trapped in the house of a Bavarian town of Simbach am Inn. Dozens of towns have been inundated and people have been saved by helicopters. Firefighters rescued more than 40 people stranded in a 1-meter deep water of a 20-meter-long road caused by rainstorm on Wednesday in Wuhan city. Several pregnant women and kids too were stranded in cars which were partly submerged in the water. The rescue work lasted for 1 hour and moved all stranded people to a safe place. And finally, let's get you all the sports news in Sports Beat. Ace shuttler Saina Nehwal has advanced to the quarterfinal of the Indonesian Open. 3-time champion Saina defeated Indonesia's F. Fitriani 21-11, 21-10 in the second round of the women's singles. She is the lone Indian left in the tournament as women's doubles and the men's doubles pairs suffered contrasting defeats on Thursday. The Indo-Croatian pair of Sani Mirza and Ivan Dodig have reached the mixed doubles semi-finals of the French Open. The duo defeated the pair of Yung Jiangchan of Chinese Taipei and Max Mirny of Belarus 6-1, 3-6, 10-6. The Indo-Swiss pair of Leander Paes and Martina Hingis too cruised to the semi-finals, where they beat Elena Vesnina and Bruno Suarez 6-4, 6-3. Argentina football star Lionel Messi today denied all knowledge that he was involved in a tax evasion scheme when he signed contracts related to image rights. He arrived at Barcelona's High Court on Thursday to testify in charges of tax evasion. Messi and his father, Jorge Horacio Messi, are accused of the Spanish tax office of defrauding the government of 4.2 million euros between 2007 and 2009. They could face jail terms of up to 22 months if found guilty. The International Olympic Committee has said that they will keep an eye on Russia, Mexico and Kenya in the pre-Olympic drugs testing due to the countries' track records. The move aims to root out cheats ahead of this year's Rio Games. The IOC also doubled the budget allocated for the pre-Olympic drugs testing from $5 lakh to $10 lakh. Manchester City have signed German midfielder Ilkay Gundogan from Borussia Dortmund on a 4-year deal. City have reportedly paid the Bundesliga side a fee of about £20 million. Gundogan is the club's first signing under the new manager Pep Guardiola. And that's all we have for you on the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.